Elon Musk isn't just MAGA, he's Dark MAGA.
I'm not just MAGA, I'm Dark MAGA.
Yeah, that was Elon Musk yesterday at the Donald Trump rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. That was one of the biggest highlights. Elon Musk, billionaire, richest man in the world, moving to Mars eventually one day, owner of Twitter/X, who walks out on stage. I mean, this guy, he lunged out on stage. He was so excited. He's jumping around. He's smiling. He loves the crowd. And he walks up and says, I'm Dark MAGA.
Hi, everyone. As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm Dark MAGA.
Yeah, he's Dark MAGA. That immediately, by the way, that immediately took off. The Dark MAGA persona on X just exploded. Everybody loved it. It was, of course, in retaliation to the idiotic Dark Brandon memes that have been popping around on the left for about a year or so. But Dark MAGA took, look at this. This is just a montage of the Dark MAGA photos that were popping up. Elon Musk in the crowd with his black and silver MAGA hat, and it is pulled down over his eyes, and his eyes are caked in shadow. Here he is again, donning the hat for the very first time, putting on his brand new uniform as the deep, dark superhero of the right that none of us saw coming. Elon Musk, Dark MAGA. Here he is jumping on the set. This guy's so happy to be with Donald Trump. And I want you to think about this. This is something that I realized at this moment. When you see Elon Musk in his Dark MAGA hat and his Occupy Mars shirt, and he's jumping like a child on stage at a Donald Trump rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, in front of the largest crowd we've ever seen. And we'll get to that in just a minute. This guy is so excited about Donald Trump being president. And I want to put it in perspective. Okay. We have to put this in perspective. Elon Musk, okay, makes electric vehicles. He owns Tesla, one of the largest electric vehicle makers and the manufacturers on the planet. The Cybertruck, the X, the Y, the Z, all these other ones, and I guess the SE, the S, the E, the X, and the Y, which by the way spells sexy. And I'm sure that was exactly his plan the entire time. But Elon Musk makes electric vehicles. He's made billions of dollars making electric vehicles. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have put in place an electric vehicle mandate. They want every single vehicle to be made to be electric by a certain point in time. They want the entire government fleet of vehicles to be electric, and Elon Musk makes electric vehicles. Yet, despite all of that, he still hates them, and he's still all about Donald Trump, because Donald Trump stands for freedom. Freedom, liberty, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, lower government regulation. Everything that Elon Musk is for, Donald Trump is for, except, of course, the electric vehicle mandate. And that's the great thing about Elon Musk. Even though Elon Musk believes that electric vehicles are the future and he profits from renewable energy sources, he still understands that here in the United States of America, we have the choice. We have the choice to drive whatever it is we want to drive. And if we want to drive an EV, so be it. But if we want to drive a gas-guzzling SUV, well, that is our God-given right as granted in the Constitution of the United States of America. I mean, it doesn't actually say gas-guzzling SUV, but you can extrapolate it. And that's why Elon Musk made it a point to fly from Texas to Butler, Pennsylvania, to be on stage, to let everybody know he's not just MAGA.
I'm not just MAGA, I'm Dark MAGA.
And that is, by the way, I have to show you the hats. If you're trying to get one of these hats, good luck. These hats, I went immediately onto the Donald Trump store, because I like to buy my Donald Trump stuff from the Donald Trump store. I just feel like if you're going to buy something, you might as well make a donation to the campaign at the same time. Look at this. The Never Surrender black MAGA hat, the one that Elon Musk was wearing, is now, due to high demand, shipping could be delayed. It's a $40 donation. You get the hat, but almost as soon as I woke up this morning, I looked at it and it said, oh yeah, due to high demand, shipping could be delayed, which means that not only is Elon Musk a great seller of electric vehicles, but he also does a pretty good job selling. He also does a pretty good job selling MAGA hats as well, which is kind of good for him. Anyway, that was the first big thing that happened at the rally yesterday. But there was even more amazing stuff that happened at the rally yesterday, and we have to get into the crowd size. This crowd size, holy cow! This crowd went on and on and on. It was ridiculous. I mean, it was the largest crowd I've ever seen, not just at a Donald Trump rally, but pretty much anywhere. I don't know that I've ever seen a crowd that large. This is someone's TikTok about the rally. Look at that. That is insane. I want to show you also, there's an aerial view that they took from the plane. Look at this here. This is the aerial view. This was taken from Trump War Room posted this, and this was taken from Trump Force One, which buzzed the crowd, flew right over the crowd as they usually do en route to the rally. And everybody, you can see online, there's a photo of Donald Trump and Mike Waltz, our good buddy Congressman Mike Waltz from Florida 6th District, Laura Trump. They're all on there. They all race to the side of the plane. They look out the window and they start snapping photos because that crowd is enormous. That's like Woodstock size crowds. It looks like Woodstock, only people there have showered. A majority of people there probably have showered. Look, they've been standing around for a while. It's probably a little, there's some hygiene issues, but that is huge. I've been to a dozen probably Trump rallies in the last, 8 years. And I would say that the crowd at the rally in Butler, Pennsylvania yesterday was bigger than all 12 of the crowds at all 12 of the rallies I've been to put together. And Pete Hegseth from Fox News, he interviewed the crowd. Listen to he was taken off guard by this. Listen to this.
Anybody, hey, who is here on July 13th? July 13th, ma'am, all of you?
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, I didn't stage this. You walked the line. There's people everywhere who were here on July 13th. Ma'am, just how does it feel to be back?
I'm excited. I'm so excited. This is such a monumental moment. I can't wait to see President Trump. I mean, after the last time, I was right behind the stage when it happened. It was scary, but we were troopers. We all stuck together. All the Trump supporters stuck together, and here we are. There's a lot of return people here, and I'm happy to be here. I'm excited. This is great. I'm so excited to be with my people. So, yeah, we're good. We're good.
Lots of people here. Hi, guys. I've been to a lot of Trump rallies. There's Trump rallies, and then there's this one. So we'll continue to monitor the crowd, but it's big.
It's big. It's a big crowd, says Pete. That's we're live from the Trump rally. This breaking report. The crowd is big. That crowd was huge, enormous. That crowd was gigantic. I mean, it was, again, the biggest crowd I've ever seen. And did you see he was kind of shocked? He goes up and down. We were talking to people, and a lot of folks are repeat visitors. They're back. They're from Butler, Pennsylvania. They're from the surrounding area, and they came back. And that's the interesting thing. It shouldn't surprise anybody that if Donald Trump goes to Butler, Pennsylvania and comes back and the same people are there and they're coming back to see him again, that shouldn't shock anybody because Donald Trump doesn't bus his crowds in like some other candidates in this race. Donald Trump doesn't have to bring in busloads of candidates from another state. Donald Trump can get enough support in Pennsylvania, not just once, but twice. And this crowd, think about this. Think about these MAGA crowds that are showing up, especially this one. Butler, Pennsylvania was the scene of the very first assassination attempt on Donald Trump. It was the first time that the bullets flew. Donald Trump took one in the ear. The Secret Service jumped in. And all of these people that were there the first time, they ducked, they covered. The men jumped over the women and their children, and the bullets were flying, and people didn't know what was going on, and there was screaming and yelling. Nobody moved. Nobody left. There was no crushing rampage to the door. There was nobody acting out of turn. Everybody stayed very still. Everybody knew what was happening. Everybody took their time. Everybody was respectful. And then they came back. Think about that. Think about the bravery and the courage. The last time you went to a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, people died. Bullets were being shot into the crowd. And then 3 months later, there's another Donald Trump rally at Butler, Pennsylvania. And instead of going, I'm not going back there anymore, you go, hell yes, I'm going. And you wait in line again and you go see Donald Trump again because you love this country, you love your president, you love the United States, and you are not going to take this lying down. You are not going to cower. You are not going to hide. You are going to go back there and you are going to fight. That's what this crowd was doing. Speaking of which, the most exciting moment of the evening, the most exciting moment at Donald Trump's Butler, Pennsylvania rally, the thing that I think probably made the biggest headlines and got the crowd so excited, even more so than Elon's Dark MAGA mystique.
I'm not just MAGA, I'm Dark MAGA.
Yeah, was when Donald Trump himself came out on stage, and much like he promised he would do, much like he told us he was planning to do, he walked right up to the microphone. He walked right up to the microphone. He looked right at the crowd. They put that chart of illegal immigration right back up where it was before, and Donald Trump said to the crowd,
"As I was saying,"
which he's been telling us he was going to do for months. For months, he said, I'm going to go back to Butler, Pennsylvania, and we're going to put that chart back up, and I'm going to look at the crowd, and I'm just going to start by saying,
"As I was saying,"
and they loved it. They lost it. They exploded. That crowd was so excited. When Donald Trump got up there after 3 months, the last time he was on that same stage, he got shot in the head. And 3 months later, he comes back, and true to his word, he looks out at the crowd and says, "So, as I was saying," and they just lost it, man.
"As I was saying,"
That crowd lost it the way, well, Kamala Harris is going to lose the election on November 5th.